Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Walker, you've talked about systemic problems which have made it more difficult for you to do the job which we've asked you to do, which is to look out for the taxpayers' money. And I want to focus a little bit maybe on an area that we haven't talked about, which is the level of cooperation you've received from other government entities. Last year, Congress was told that the Defense Department Inspector General had nobody on the ground in Iraq, which was astounding considering the amount of money that we're spending there. I understand that's been rectified and they have at least a few people there. It's also my understanding that you would like to have people on the ground in Iraq as well and have made a request of the State Department for space. Is that correct?
Well, we have space. I mean, we've already agreed with SIGIR that we're going to co-locate with SIGIR. What we have a request with the State Department, which they are incredibly slow in responding to, is formal approval for us to be able to have people in Iraq for longer periods of time. Right now, they approve us to be in for 2-week periods of time, and that's it. And we're asking for 3 to 6 months for people to be there for 3 to 6 months, and then we can project supplemental people in and out for 2-week periods as a supplement to, not a substitute for, a few people that would have a continuing presence.
What is the rationale that they've used to try to restrict you in that type of way? They haven't used the not supporting our troops.
Well, no. The issue is that separation of powers. That's what they're. Well, they need to read the Constitution. You know, there's a lot of people that aren't very good at understanding what the Constitution is. I mean, we're there to help the Congress exercise its appropriations, oversight, and authorization responsibilities. They're just incredibly slow. I mean, the State Department is a big bureaucracy. You know, not everybody's for oversight. You know, not everybody's for transparency. Not everybody's for accountability. And it's time that they acted on this. And I'm going to call Secretary Rice on Monday if they don't give us an answer before this. This has just been going on too long. The other thing we need, quite frankly, is that Congress is not supporting our agency enough. It does not give us adequate funds. I'm going to have to ask for a supplemental in order for us to be able to get our people over there and pay for it. I mean, we generate a $105 return for every dollar invested on this. Second place in the world is 10 to 1, and we're getting starved. And we've heard here about we've heard here about billions of dollars of waste. I mean, what's the priorities here?
Mr. Chairman, I suggest we might want to have someone from State Department respond to these issues as well. Let me ask you about the Defense Department, again, return to them for a second. It's my understanding that you've been studying the readiness and effectiveness of the Iraq security forces. Is that correct as well? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, we've issued 2 audit reports last quarter on that issue, and I know GAO is looking at it, as is the Department of Defense Inspector General.
We are, and that's a critical point. I appreciate you asking it. That comes back to the transitional readiness assessment reports that we've been seeking access to. Just so the members understand what that is, we have U.S. troops embedded with Iraqi troops, and those troops are responsible for doing detailed assessments as to leadership, equipment, training, and other factors to try to assess the true readiness of Iraqi troops. This is done for U.S. troops. And we've had access to that information on a recurring basis for many years. It is classified information, but we have people with all the necessary clearances. And while we've received some briefing from the Defense Departments, we have not received the detailed records. It's essential we get those. I mean, you're being asked to give several billion more dollars. You're being asked, to support an increase in troop deployments. You're being asked to provide additional funds for a variety of things to support the standing up of the Iraqi security forces, which will help us get out quicker. You need this information in order to be able to assess whether or not it's making a difference, and we're the agent to get it for you.
Again, has this been the rationale for this? Is this another separation of powers allegation? Or?
No, believe it or not, I was really surprised to find out that evidently nobody in the Pentagon has actually seen this detailed information, that it's just been in the area of responsibility. It's been within Iraq and CENTCON and the multinational force, MNFI. But my understanding is the Pentagon is just now getting some of this data. It didn't even have it itself. People are concerned it's very, quote-unquote, sensitive information. Well, you know, it's classified, that's true, and that makes it sensitive, but that doesn't mean that the Congress doesn't need it and doesn't need it and we don't have a right to it. I mean, we do have a right to it, and you need it, and so do we.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. Mr. Chairman, I'm sure we will want to insist that we get better cooperation from those two departments.
Yes, absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly, and we will follow up on that.